In this video, we are going to learn about the file handling. The file handling consists of the task that includes reading and writing from the files, the text files, appending the data, reading the data, and doing some manipulations on the files. Now, Python supports the file handling and allows user to handle files like read and write files along with many other file handling options to operate on files. The concept of file handling has stretched over various other languages, but the implementation is either complicated or lengthy. But unlike other concepts of Python, this concept here is also very short and easy. Python treats file differently as text or binary. This is important. Each line of code includes a sequence of characters and they form text file. We had various functions like open, close, read, write, along with various modes like reading mode, writing mode, appending mode, reading and writing at a simultaneous time to do the file handling tasks. Let's just create a file. So we are going to do file equals, first we need to open a file. So first step is open, and then you write in path where you want to open that file. Now I'm going to use file name as demo.txt, and then you are going to provide the mode. Now the mode specifies whether your operation is going to be all about reading, all about writing, or reading or writing at a single time. So first we are going to write into the file. So write. So I provide in here W. Now then what we need to do, we just created our variable file that is going to open a file with writing mode. So all I need to do is write in here file dot write. This is line 1. File dot write. This is line 2. And once you are done with writing, you need to do is file dot close. So if you just did that, it has been compiled. Since I didn't provide a complete path to the text file, that's why it's going to be in my Jupyter folder. So I need to go in here, and if I look at there, I can see my demo.txt, and if I open it, now you can see this is line 1, this is line 2. Now you have just learned how to write into a file. You have seen that when we use file.write, it's going to write it in a single line, but I want to keep it in 2 different lines. So what I can do, I can use the escape sequence. So I need to write here file.write, and then I provide here \n. Now if I just compile it again and I went back to my demo.txt, you will see now these are 2 separate lines. Now let's just see another thing. Now if I just again open my file as file equals open demo.txt with again write mode, and I write file.write line 3, and then I did file.close. If I press shift enter and if I went back to my demo.txt and if I see that, you will see the previous data is gone. It's because when we opened our file and started writing the data, now it's going to write it from the very beginning and it clears all the previous data. So what to do when you want to write the data next to the previous data? So at that time you are going to use the append mode. Now you need to write here append, right? So I just created this file, so let's just use append mode here. So if I use append mode, and now if I just compile it, went back to my demo.txt and open it, you can see line 3, this is line 1, this is line 2. Now you can see line 3 and line 1, it's written in single line because After line 3, I haven't used the escape sequence. So what I need to do, I can do it here like comma. I need to write here the escape sequence, not here, here. So before completing your string, you need to write in here as /n, and then you are good to go. So if I just did that, and then if I just compile it once again, I went back to my Jupyter Notebook folder, open my demo.txt. Now you see 3 lines. So this is how you write into a file using 2 modes, the writing mode and the append mode. So what if when you want to read the files? Well, reading is as easy as writing. You are going to do the same thing that we did with the write operation, but instead of write, you are going to write read. So I am going to go for file equals open, then provide the path, which is demo.txt, and then I provide here mode as R, means reading, and then I write in here print my file dot read. So read is again a method, so parentheses. If I did that, you can see we had our 3 lines. There are also another ways by which you can read and write. So we are going to discuss that as well. Now, to open a file in order to read it, so you can just use with open, and then you write the path, which is demo.txt, and then you type in the mode, that is reading mode, and then you write in as file. So I am going to combine the first 2 lines, and then I write in here f data equals file dot read, and if I did that and print the data, you can see we had the entire data of the file in our data variable. We can similarly do with the write operations. So what we can do, you need to just write in here the write mode, and then you need to append this as f dot write. You are going to use file dot write, and then whatever you want to print. So let's say another method, and if I did that, it has been compiled. Now since I use the writing mode, so you are about to see only the another method. So these are the 2 ways by which you can read and write files in the Python. You might not need find handling at this point of time, but when you are going to use the high level projects like the natural language processing or the semantic analytics or the text classification, the speech recognition, then you are going to read a lot of data from the files, and these files are going to be the text files. So at that point of time, you must need to have the skill of a file handling. So that's why it's pretty important.